Archives of Prasar Bharati presents the timeless treasure of golden era.
With the elections to the Lok Sabha and State Assembly in Assam at the heels of the foreigners' issue, and the question, should the foreigners be allowed to vote again this time, is the dominant theme. While many immigrants from neighboring countries have managed to enroll themselves in the voters' list, the inability of the Election Commission to go in for intensive revision has opened Pandora's box. Agenda.
The foreigners' issue has dominated Assam politics ever since the pre-independence days. Then it was inextricably linked to the game of one-upmanship among the different contenders to power in the erstwhile British India. It was the policy of Sadaullah ministry under Lord Wavell who brought in a large number of Muslims from the adjoining areas. But the local Assamese were never to accept these migrants into their fold. The opposition continues. The independence and consequent partition on communal basis was thought to have brought this menace to an end, especially when the Muslim-majority Sylhet district of Assam opted for Pakistan in the referendum during partition. But the oppressive rule of West Pakistan over its eastern brethren opened the floodgates of refugees towards India. It culminated in the Indo-Pakistan War of 1971, which was fought over the issue of refugees from the erstwhile East Pakistan. After the war, some returned, but many settled in India. The problem still persists, guided as it is by the poor economic development of neighboring Bangladesh. The worst sufferers of this illegal influx of migrants are the northeastern states of India. During the pre-independence days, it could sustain the migration as it was sparsely populated, and at the same time, the migrants provided the much-needed labor force to work on fields and in the plantation economy. To a certain extent, the relative affluence of the propertied class in this region is based on the toils of the migrant population. All this was within the carrying capacity of this region, but the situation now is vastly different. 1995 is not 1947, or for that matter, even 1985, the year when the Assam Accord was signed between the central government and the All Assam Students' Union, AASU. In this accord, the foreigners' issue was a dominant factor.
Our local people cannot go and fight, because this is not our attitude. We never encourage people that way, because still we believe in the constitution. We believe in the system. Though there is like many lawfuls, but still we want to have a discipline, because that discipline should be reflected through the implementation of Assam Accord. Because in the Assam Accord, this was promised very specifically, pertinently, that Assam Accord will implement that cutoff here is like 66 and 71, whoever have come, they will be identified and they will be not allowed to cast their vote for 10 years. They will lose their franchise, okay, right of franchise. And then whoever have come after 71, they will be detected and deported straightway. This is the commitment of the accord.
A special illegal migrants determination by tribunals, or the IMDT Act of 1983, was enacted for the purpose. The Act defined the illegal migrant as a person who entered India on or after the 25th day of March 1971. Far from controlling the situation, the IMDT Act aggravated the feeling of betrayal by the policy planners.
And at any rate, the Assam law, which has been made particularly for Assam by the Parliament of India, so it has to be implemented. The grievance is they are not being implemented. The result will be, can be, that but a large number of infiltrators, foreigners, will be deciding who should be MLAs, who should be ministers. The political power will shift into the hands of those people. It is atrocious. It is a violation of the sovereignty of we, the people of India.
And there is no legal question or legal abstraction in that. So if all the things are implemented on the basis of Assam Accord, in the true spirit of it, and even IMDT, which has been imposed and which has been a big stumble in identifying the foreign nationals, it should be lifted immediately. It should be, the parliament should give trust to lift it. And if IMDT is lifted and a proper and impartial government is running the very process, is helping the very process along with the election commission, and we are very revered of the election commission officers, even CECs, all the CECs, and they have taken a very independent attitude, then everything will be okay.
I feel that it's not good for the democracy of the state like Assam and all. Because there are lots of immigrants in our states, and so during the polling process, if they manage to get their name in the voting list, I feel that they will get the card, and this will make them the permanent citizen of the country. So and in this way the whole democracy and all of our place, it will be hampered. So both the political as well as economical scenario, it will be affected through these foreigners. So I don't support it.
Later, when the student leaders formed the government under the banner of Assam Gana Parishad, AGP, it could do little. Not only could it not detect and deport the foreigners, but even failed to stop their illegal entry into the state. A similar state of affairs continues. The presence of foreigners in the states has assumed a huge proportion. At present, the issue has gained momentum as the Lok Sabha and the assembly elections in the state are around the corner. It is alleged that these foreign nationals have got their names in the electoral rolls and are in the process of being issued photo identity cards, PIC. Once the PIC is issued to them, they will become the bona fide citizens of India. As a result, many of the political parties have tried to halt this process. The PIC are being issued on the basis of the electoral rolls of 1994, which according to one estimate lists over 6 lakh foreigners. Under these circumstances, the Election Commission called for the intensive revision of the electoral roll. In a directive it issued on 6th of December 1994, the Election Commission ordered the intensive revision of the state electoral rolls, taking January 1st, 1995 as the qualifying date.
That photo identity card should be issued to only the Indian citizen, not to the foreigners. Because a few months ago, Mr. Soikia, Chief Minister of Assam, he stood in the floor of the assembly that more than 30 lakhs foreigners is there. Outside the assembly, he told to the people that no, there is nothing, not a single foreigners in Assam.
Now these people say that those people who have come from East Bengal even before partition, they should be driven out, which is impossible. They have assimilated to our Assamese society. We recognize them as Assamese people because they speak Bengali, because they put on pajamas and face caps. They cannot be foreigners. That is our firm view.
The decision of the Election Commission was contested in the Guwahati High Court, which received a flood of petitions. Delivering its judgment on 5th of December this year, the court upheld the directive of the Election Commission and ruled that the PIC process based on 1994 electoral rolls be stopped immediately. The Election Commission on 20th of December ordered the summary revision of the electoral rolls in Assam by 12th of February next year. This, not being an intensive revision, is sure to include the names of the foreigners.
Foreigners will have the guarantee to stay permanently in the state of Assam if they get the photo identity card once. So it should be ensured by the State Election Commission.
These foreigners have elected in the GMC elections and other elections also, local body elections also.
No, but this is the main rule, no? This is the main rule. It will determine the futures of the Indian voters staying Assam.
As of now, the foreigners' issue once again hangs in abeyance. The euphoria of the Assam Accord lies shattered. But the democratic process has to continue.
Christmas is the time for great rejoicing, merrymaking, and prayers. The spirit of Christmas from the Northeast.
This is the cup of my blood, the blood of the new and everlasting covenant. It will be shed for you and for all, so that sins may be forgiven. Do this in memory of me.
Come to liberate from prison the captive who lives in darkness. Alleluia.
The Lord be with you. The Lord be with you.
Since 1993, when Dashrath Deb came to power, 4,000 militants have surrendered to the government. A remarkable achievement, but things are far from being normal.
Suddenly they realize that they are doing their mission will not be fulfilled by taking arms. So that they are surrendering. They realize their mistakes.
What do you think?
But still there are certain people who does not seems to be realized what they are doing. They think that that is what was right, but it was not right.
So what?
I always told them that the tribal interest can be protected only by democratic movement and participating in the mainstream democratic movement. And those who are who do not realize this, these people are doing these extremist activities.
Yet Tripura's trouble with arms are far from over. It is widely believed that among all those who surrendered, less than a third are hardcore militants.
অস্ত্র হাতে তুলে নিয়ে যে অস্ত্রের মাধ্যমে সমস্যার সমাধান হইব এটা এই আশা আগে ছিল কিন্তু শেষ পর্যন্ত দেখছি যে অস্ত্রের মাধ্যমে কোনোদিন
And not all those active under the banner of All Tripura Tribal Force, ATTF, have surrendered. The problem is compounded by the fact that the state is underdeveloped and the insurgents are actively abetted from across the border. It is believed that they enjoy sanctuary in the Sylhet district of Bangladesh. The National Liberation Front of Tripura, it is reported, enjoys sanctuary in the Mayani Reserve Forest area of Chittagong Hill Tracts in Bangladesh. At the same time, what is of concern is the vow of the surrendered ATTF men to go underground again after they came under attack from active extremists. It is reported that some of the men of the Tripura National Volunteers who had surrendered in the wake of Rajiv Gandhi Bijoy Harangwal Accord of 1988 are on the point of rethinking their options.
They have realized that only the process, the method, in the mainstream, some progress are coming up. Their rights, their all privileges, constitutional safeguards are being provided by this government. So the youth, those who were completely lost their confidence, now again the confidence is coming up on this government. So they are surrendering.
People who do not realize, they are not surrendering.
The situation in 1962 was grim. The Chinese had invaded India. As the countrymen rose in defense of the motherland, the army took the lead. One of the fiercest battles was fought at Walong in Arunachal Pradesh. Some of the brave soldiers who participated in action recall the battle.
Across Brahmaputra, the story of many untold heroes who dedicated their lives for the nation slowly unfolds. The sheer silence of Lohit in Arunachal Pradesh on the Indo-China border near Kibithu was once broken. The ever-flowing gentle Lohit, meandering amidst the majestic mountains, echoes the sound of nature. It was once disturbed. The silent hum of nature, the cry of birds, and the gentle thud of naked feet all got broken, for battle had erupted. Lohit literally means of the color of blood. The river changes its color from blue to red in the monsoons and is said to have been created by the ferocious axe-wielding sage Parsuram. But for once, the change of color took place after the monsoons.
हम लोग 62 का लड़ाई तो देखा तो नहीं। हम लोग जब छोटा था, स्कूल पढ़ता था, हम लोग गवर्नमेंट ने हम लोग को हवाई जहाज से उठा के नीचे ले गया। लेकिन उसका हमारा माँ बाप लोग तो हमारे पिताजी लोग तो जानते हैं कि वो लोग फौजी के साथ में आर्म्स एम्युनिशन ढोकर वो मदद दिया है। हम लोग वही लोग बोल सकते हैं, लेकिन हम लोग तो छोटा था, उस टाइम हम लोग नहीं देखा है।
The Chinese had invaded this beautiful land of the rising sun in the cold winter months of 1962. The Indian men in arms rose to the occasion and the attack was repulsed. Today, 33 years after the Battle of Walong, it remains a forgotten story, finding only a footnote reference in the history books. But for those who participated in the battle, it evokes nostalgic memories, a fact they have to live with.
From Teju to Walong, a foot track existed, which was a 14 days march. And lastly, from Talo, along the Sati Valley and the east bank of Lohit to Walong.
वालों में आने के बाद में हमारा कंपनी कमांडर निर्भय सिंह साहब ने हुक्म दिया कि आप वालों के बारे में मालूम है, आप वालों के टॉप में जाओ और डिफेंस लगाओ। कम से कम सुबह 8 बजे करीब कांटेक्ट हुआ, 4 बजे वो छोड़ना पड़ा उसको। हमारा एमिनेशन ख़त्म हो गया तो वो भी डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर दिया। तो चाइना का कटअप जिससे हम लोग बंद किया था उसको पूरा तोड़ दिया, तोड़ के नाले पर हम हटा लिया। उसके बाद उस रात नाले के अंदर बैठा, तो नाले के अंदर बैठकर नहीं उसी समय हमको साहब पूरी गोली लगा, हम भूल गया था, वहाँ गोली लगा हमको। फर्स्ट अटैक में नहीं हुआ, सेकेंड अटैक में गोली लगा।
हम लोग जब बैठे बंकर में, ऑर्डर दिए थे, हर एक बंकर में टेलीफोन थे, तो फायर करते रहो। रात अंधेरी था, अपना सामने जो क्लियर फायरिंग का जो जगह है वो क्लियर करते रहो बोला कंपनी कमांडर से और प्लाटून कमांडर से हुक्म मिला। तो हम फायर करते रहा, जब तक रात नहीं हुआ हम फायर करते रहा। तो चाइनीज को आगे बढ़ना, हमारा तरफ से चाइनीज आगे बढ़ नहीं पाया।
For the people here, the remains of the aircraft, the memorial for the brave men, and every grain of sand keeps alive the unwritten and untold saga of the spirit of safeguarding sovereignty and the integrity of Mother India.